It's time for high school football, presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network. The best Stark County football is heard right here all season long. Whether you're in a car, at home, or on the go, the action is live on Q92 and streaming on the Q92 Facebook page, X, and our YouTube channel. Now, let's take you live to the stadium and our broadcast team for tonight's kickoff on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Here they go! Touchdown!
Stadium. It's week 11, and that means it's playoff football here in Northeast Ohio. Tonight's playoff matchup is number 12 St. John's Fighting Herald versus number 5 Malvern Hornets, a Division 7 Region 25 matchup, and the winner is going to Monroeville in round 2. St. John's out of Ashtabula, Ohio, finishes the season 5-5, coming off a big 48-0 win over rival Cardinal Huskies in Week 10 to secure the number 12 spot in the playoffs. The Fighting Heralds are led by junior running back Chase Newsom with 1,060 rushing yards and 14 TDs, 126 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, and 4 passes for 61 yards and a touchdown. He also has a punt return and a kick return for a touchdown this season. Wide receiver Anthony Servino has 176 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns, 51 rushing yards, and 11 TDs. He has 12 solo tackles and 21 assists and 5 interceptions and 1 pick 6 on the season. Wide receiver Gus Petro has 103 receiving yards, 1 TD. He has 19 tackles and 22 assists, 4 interceptions and 2 touchdowns, and 2 forced fumbles and recoveries. Malvern Hornets finished the season 6-4, earning the number 5 seed in the playoffs, but are coming off a 6-7 loss in a battle with East Canton in Week 10. Junior QB Jackson Jones has a 53% QB rating with 102 completions for 1,066 yards, 10 touchdowns, but has 11 interceptions. His number 1 target this season is senior wide receiver Roy Simmons with 491 yards, 5 touchdowns. Running back Julia Score leads this Hornets team in rushing with 1,174 yards and 16 touches. He has 130 yards per game is his average, but watch out for senior linebacker Owen Ball, who has 92 tackles on the season and 1 recovered fumble. It's the Fighting Heralds coming into Malvern Stadium to take on the Malvern Hornets. The field is set for round 1, and we're about to get started. 7 p.m. kickoff here. I'm Mike Dixon, joined by Ryan Rowland. We'll be back right after this.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
Welcome to the 2025 playoffs. It's round one, and we have the Division I, Region I matchup between the 10 seed, 5-5 Brunswick Blue Devils and the 7 seed, 5-5 Jackson Polar Bears from Robert Fife Stadium in Jackson. It's the first round rematch of last season where these two teams met, with Jackson advancing by winning 24-3. Both teams are looking to end two-game losing streaks to move on into postseason play. Jackson, coming into tonight's game, lost to McKinley and then last week to Hoover. And Brunswick, their last two losses to Cleveland Heights and Strongsville. For Jackson, senior Lucas Eckerman and Carter Melliman have split time at quarterback this season because of injuries. Each has thrown for over 900 yards and at least 7 TDs on the year. Senior running back Corey Jacobs is fourth in Stark County in rushing with 1,034 yards and second in scoring with 17 touchdowns overall. Meanwhile, the Brunswick Blue Devils are hungry for redemption after last year's loss. Brunswick's versatile senior Eli Nichols is a force on both sides of the ball, playing defensive end and running back. Nichols has 20 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, and 4 forced fumbles while rushing for 560 yards at 6.4 yards per carry and 7 touchdowns. Quarterback Sean Bennett, a Division II basketball recruit, is a dual threat, having rushed for 9 touchdowns and passed for over 1,000 yards on the season. Join me, Ryan Keller, and my broadcast partner, Antonio Hall, with the call. Kickoff 7 o'clock on Q92radiosports.com and the Q92 YouTube channel. From Robert Fife Stadium in Jackson, Ryan Keller, Q92 Sports.
Well, tonight here at the University of Mount Union, the Alliance Aviators will host their first ever high school football playoff game. Temperatures expected to be in the mid-40s for tonight's game between the Alliance Aviators and Geneva. Both these teams come in with records of 8-2. Both can put points on the board, both with pretty good defenses, but we expect a high-scoring affair here tonight with the Aviators and the Eagles. Alliance, they're one of the most dangerous teams in the county. You talk about wide receivers, Tajay Nicholson and Jaron Blair. Blair over 800 yards and 8 touchdowns. Nicholson over 700 yards and 7 touchdowns on the season. Still trying to see what the status of running back Ravon Hawkins is. He is pretty much a game-time decision. If Alliance doesn't have Hawkins tonight, they could be in a little bit of trouble. Meanwhile, for Geneva, they come in here with a record of 8-2. It is the Pete and Croy show. We're talking about Bryce, Pete, and Caden Proy. First time Geneva's had a couple of 1,000-yard rushers since 1998. They can get it done on the ground. They run, and run some more. It'll be interesting tonight if the Aviators' run defense comes to play. They could get out of here with a victory. It should be a good one. One of the better first-round matchups in all of the state of Ohio. Join myself and Caleb Norick for the play-by-play tonight at 7 on AM 1310 WDPN as Alliance takes on Geneva. I'm Sam Berkman for 1310 WDPN and Q92radiosports.com.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit Sarshone.com.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. upon completion. RG Dreg students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Dreg to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Dreg, where careers begin.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
Good evening, everyone, and happy Halloween. Tonight starts round one of the Ohio High School Athletic Association football playoffs, and I am live at Charles A. Blundgren Field in Garfield Heights for tonight's Battle of the Bulldogs. Garfield Heights is the 6th seed and finished the regular season with a record of 9-1, including going undefeated in conference play. Winners of 6 straight, their defense has been stout, posting 3 shutouts in their last 4 games and only giving up a total of 41 points in their last 7. Their opponent, the Green Bulldogs, they're the 11th seed. They finished the season 5-5 after firing off 4 straight wins, including last week's thrilling 34-27 win over crosstown rival Lake in the Battle of 619. The Bulldogs are led by seniors Tyson Hunka and Evan Reed. They are finally healthy, firing on all cylinders, and looking to be a team ready to make some noise in these playoffs. It's the Battle of the Bulldogs tonight, and you can hear it live on the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. Join myself and my broadcast partner, Robert Coleman, for all the action with kickoff scheduled for 7 p.m. With Q92 Sports, I'm Mike Voorhees.
Good evening, everyone. It is win or go home time from here on out. It's high school football playoff time on the Q92 Sports Network, brought to you by the Sarshone Auto Group. I'm Jay Wilhelm, and I'm live in East Canton as the Hornets play host to the David Anderson Blue Devils out of Lisbon in this Division 7 Region 25 matchup. Lisbon comes in, finishing their regular season with a record of 6-4, 4-3 in their conference play. They lost their Week 10 matchup against Columbiana 42-21. But prior to that, they had won 4 straight games. During that winning streak, they were scoring over 38 points in each of those games and 49 or more twice. The Blue Devils will look to play spoiler on the road in round 1 here tonight. East Canton enters with a final regular season record of 8-2, 4-1 in their conference play. The Hornets, led by legendary coach John Spider Miller, are on a 4-game winning streak, as their season was bookended by winning streaks. They opened the season by going 4-0 for the first time in over 20 years, lost back-to-back games mid-season, and then popped off the streak they are on now after surviving in Week 10 against rival Malvern 7-6. Tonight, we find out who goes home and who gets to move on to face 2-seed Fairport Harding next week. It should be a good one to start the postseason. Join me here tonight as kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Hornets vs. Blue Devils, live from East Canton. I'm Jay Wilhelm with the Q92 Sports Network.
peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season, and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
The Hoover Vikings host the Columbus Northland Vikings in round 1 of the OHSAA playoffs. Hoover capped an 8-2 season with a 35-13 whipping of Jackson last week. Senior Jack Andes had 140 yards rushing and 1 touchdown, along with 9 catches for 107 and another score. He needs 3 yards for 1,300 all-purpose yards this year. He has 19 touchdowns. Senior signal caller John Collins has compiled 1,434 yards passing with 14 TDs. He's also carried for 9 scores. The Hoover defense has 2 shutouts and has allowed between 13 and 21 points in every other game. Linebacker Carter Lukens ran back an interception for the last score last week. He has a team-high 146 tackles, 20 for loss. D-lineman David Tully also has 20 TFLs and 7 sacks. The secondary led by senior Carson Morris and his 5 interceptions. Northland was the beneficiary of a forfeit last week. Columbus Beechcroft canceled the game after a shooting near the school a week earlier. The other Vikings led by quarterback Achilles Harrison, the sophomore able to hit one of a number of receivers in the team's spread offense. Senior basketball standout Deontay James joined the team in week 6 and contributed a rushing TD, receiving TD, and kickoff return TD in a week 8 win over Lyndon McKinley. The point guard led the Vikings to a 3rd straight City League title in February. It was the only win this year for Northland against a team with a winning record. Their other 6 victims compiled 10 total wins, plus the forfeit. Northland has been knocked out in the first round of the playoffs the last 3 years. It's the Battle of the Vikings at Memorial Stadium as the 2025 high school football playoffs begin with a game between North Canton Hoover and Columbus Northland. The winner gets a matchup with Massillon next week. For the Q92 Sports Network, I'm Clint Scroggs.
It's playoff time in Division 4, Region 13. The stakes can't get any higher. Winner go home. And tonight, the Salem Quakers will hit the road to Canal Fulton to take on the Northwest Indians in round 1 of the OHSAA playoffs, live on Q92 Sports Network. Live on the Q92 Sports Network. The Salem Quakers finished the regular season with a 6-4 record, battling through a tough EBC schedule to earn their playoff spot. They, of course, have been led all season by their senior 3-year starter quarterback, Cletus Monroy, who can beat you through the air and, of course, on the ground. He'll be up in the ground game by their junior running back, Brandon Canna, who can break it for a big gain at any point, especially behind his 2 senior linemen, Matthew Austin and Caleb Cutlip. Salem will look to control the clock and the game tonight if they want to upset the Northwest Indians. Northwest finished the season at 8-2 and are back in the playoffs with head coach John DeMarco, playing a brand of physical, disciplined football on both sides of the ball. And they'll be leaning on their quarterback, Braden Venables, who's thrown for almost 1,000 yards this season and 6 touchdowns. And Venables' main target, wide receiver Logan Allman, who's averaging 86 yards receiving per game. The winner of tonight's game will move on to play Glenville in round 2 of the playoffs on the road. It's Salem and Northwest. This should be a good one. And you can hear it right here on the Q92 Sports Network. From Northwest High School, I'm Christian Bigglesworth, Q92 Sports.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
I am Ryan Rowland. We are live with head coach Bob Delgage from the St. John's football team. First of all, coach, congratulations making it to week 11. How's the health of your team, and how was this week's practice?
Oh, hey, thanks for having me on the program, man. Appreciate that a lot. We're as healthy as we've been since about week 1. We had a couple key injuries real early in the year, and those were season ending, but in the last couple of weeks, we've gotten back to full strength. Week of practice was pretty good. We kind of got sheltered in place today. We've been getting swamped up here with rain here in Ashtabula today, but it's okay. We got a good watcher in on the gym floor. And so all in all, I feel well prepared.
Coach, last weekend, a 48-0 win, but even though it's the playoffs and you guys set everything back to 0-0, how's your team plan to roll over the success from last week to this week?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, we've really been rolling success from one week into another. I mean, we had a little hiccup against Fairport Harbor week 9, but really, I mean, they're second in the region. They're a very good team. We still play the very good game. So we've been getting a little better each week since about week 5 on, when we won an in-county rivalry game against Grand Valley. And that kind of kicked us into gear. But as you said, the focus is to get a little better this week and have a shot at Malvern. But it is playoffs week. I'd have to think 0-0 too.
Yeah, Coach, as we talk about Malvern here, what stood out the most to you in the film?
Well, what stands out the most, I think, is that they're very well coached and they do things fundamentally well and sound. On the running back, he runs the ball very hard. He comes right at you. So the line blocks well for him. The quarterback can sling the ball. There's no doubt about that. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that they do that stands out like, oh, that's real flashy or this or that. I don't think that's who they want to be. I think they just want to do the things they do right, execute every time. And for what I see on film, they do that for the most part.
All right, Coach, we talked a little about Malvern, but what do your guys need to do offensively and defensively to get the win tonight?
Well, I mean, offensively, I'd like to play with some balance. We got to establish our run game, and we got to ride our workhorse Chase Newsom for sure. But if we can get the ball in the air a little bit and keep them pinned back just a little to give us a shot, I think that'd be great. And then, like I say, defensively, if we don't stop that running back, that big number 8, it's going to be a very long night. And we're not going to stop him. Let's slow him down, and then I think we'll from there, we have a chance in the football game.
All right. Lastly, Coach, some of our listeners, some of the Malvern Hornet people, they might not be familiar with your team or program. What are some players that we keep our ears open for tonight?
Oh, well, our standout this year is our 1,000-yard rusher, number 1, Chase Newsome. Like I said, you'll hear him on both sides of the ball. But we also got some athletes and senior Jimmy Severino at wide receiver, sophomore Gus Petros in the slot back receiver. Bobby Chenault is going to be getting some carries at the fullback position. And watch out for freshman Carter Beck, who's been having a heck of a year. I'm at outside linebacker and at receiver. So,
All righty, Coach. We thank you for your time tonight, and good luck.
okay, appreciate you a lot. Thank you.
This is Ryan Rowland live from Q92 Sports. This is week 11, known as week 1 in the playoffs. We are joined by Malvern head coach Matt Jericho. Coach, first, congratulations on making it to the postseason. How's the health of your team so far, and how was this week's practice?
We're fully healthy, which is, week 11. It's always nice to be healthy, and we are. This week, practice-wise, coming off a tough loss, for the most part, I thought it was a good week of practice. I actually thought today's practice, Thursday, was our best practice of the week, which is always a good thing leading up to Friday.
Coach, as you mentioned, a tough loss coming off week 10, but one of the best things about week 11 is you get to reset the clock. You're back to 0-0. How were you and your staff able to refocus your team and get them locked in for tonight's game?
It is difficult, especially after you lose a week 10 game to a rival. But we kind of said, hey, listen, it's over with now. We got to move on. We got to learn from it. We got to be better. Players and coaches, and we got to refocus ourselves. And the way we look at it is it's probably going to be our last home game. And we want to go out with a win at home.
Coach, St. John's football team coming in tonight. What stood out the most to you about them on film?
You know what? St. John's has some real nice athletes. Their running back, Newsome is a real nice player. They kind of move him around quite a bit. If he's not in the backfield, he's out at receiver, and they're trying to get him the ball. But he's a good playmaker. They got a couple other kids too that I think are good athletes. The Severino kid at receiver, and their fullback and their tight end, I think, are all good athletes. And I think up front they're good enough to kind of control a game. And they're a senior leading heavy team with about 10, 11 seniors. So I know that, probably 5 or 6 years ago, they were an 8-man football. And so they've kind of worked themselves back up. And I'm sure they're thrilled to, be in this position once again.
All right, Coach, as we're talking about them, what's something offensively and defensively that your Hornets had to do tonight to get the win?
Well, I think offensively, we kind of talked that we have to be better. We have to be better at all position groups. Quarterback, running back, offensive line, receivers, and then coaches included. We all have to be better. I think we want to really establish, do what we do. We got to establish to run early, and just try to control the game, control the tempo, and defensively last week we played it excellent. And really for us, we just want to keep playing well defensively, keep being aggressive, keep getting after it. If we do that, I'd like our chances.
All right, Coach. Last one we have for you tonight is, the way the new playoff format's set up. A number 5 seed as yourself having a home game. How great does it feel to play extra games in Malvern this season?
It feels good. In all honesty, I'd rather be the 5 seed than the 4 seed, because I'm not sure how I would handle that bye.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of, I'm kind of a routine guy, like keeping, staying in a routine. So, we're happy of where we're at, And like I said, hopefully we're successful tonight, and we'll take our chances next week going on the road to Monroeville if we do win.
All righty, Coach. We thank you for your time, and good luck tonight.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
All right, welcome to Malvern Hornets Stadium. I'm Mike Dixon, joined by Ryan Rowland. We are almost time for kickoff here for Week 11 playoffs in Division 7, Region 25. Ryan, what a matchup we have here this evening. Two really strong running backs going head-to-head in this first round.
Yes, sir. We got two strong running backs, like you said. We got a running back with almost over 1,000 yards and just getting to 1,000 yards on the season. We got to talk about the St. John's High School football team here, as 6 years ago they were 8-man football, and 6 years later they're in a playoff game. How great is that?
And that's something really, to come in as a head coach and see that growth has got to feel really, really good for them.
Yeah, you got to love that as a head coach. You're going from 8-man to finally playing in Ohio High School Athletic Association, playing 11-man, seeing some growth, seeing some playoffs. Man, it's awesome.
All right, well, we are just about set to kick things off here. St. John's will get the ball first. And Anthony Servino. Back deep is number 1, Chase Newsom, and number 22, Anthony Servino. Kicking off for the Hornets is number 32, Caden Dennis. So they are teeing the ball up now. It's our first kind of chilly night here this football season, Ryan.
I'll take it though. Week 11, finally cold.
All right, it's a little pooch kick caught by number 4, and he is brought down at the 40-yard line. So John Miller was able to grab that in, and the St. John's offense will make their way out onto the field.
As we look at the St. John's offense, we talk about Chase Newsom, 1,060 yards, averaging 7.7 yards a carry, 14 touchdowns for the year.
All right, St. John's will come out. Anthony Benedict at quarterback. They're in a pistol formation. Malvern jumps off sides to start off the first play of the game.
Yeah, Mike, that's penalties, man. You got to watch the penalties. You can't get someone like Newsom. You can't let him get midfield already because he is explosive. He will take off.
So it's a reset quick. Looks like Malvern's going to keep the same offense out there. We have a dead ball situation.
Penalty on the defense for timeout for equipment.
Now we have an equipment timeout. That looks like an official's equipment timeout.
Yeah, it looks like it has to do with the center. Maybe a mouth guard issue, maybe a helmet clip or something.
All right, so that's going to bring 1st and 5 up here for St. John Fighting Herald to start off this 2025 playoff season. Man in motion. Benedict gets the snap, handoff to Newsom off the middle. He lowers his shoulder, and he is brought down quickly. Not much there, maybe about a gain of 1 to 2 yards on that carry.
Yeah, that Malvern defense was there to stop him quickly.
So Owen Ball leading the way on that tackle.
As we look at Oldham Ball, as you said, making that tackle, right now he's at 93 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss on the year.
So shotgun formation, trips to Benedict's left, Newsom behind him. Newsom in motion, snap is back, looking for that quick bubble screen. It is overthrown and on the ground. It is a live ball, and Malvern has it. And it is a turnover. They are calling that a fumble. Malvern picks up the ball, number 4 for Malvern, able to scoop that up. Great play by him, Grady Barkley.
First down,
So the Hornets defense coming up big. Now their offense will come out onto the field, led by Jackson Jones and Julius Gore there in the backfield. Gore behind Jones. Shotgun. Snap is back, handoff up the middle to Gore. Gore lowers his shoulder. He is met at the offensive line, maybe a gain of 1 as he's being pushed back.
You know, Mike, like you said, a battle of the offense, a battle of the running backs. Julius Gorge, 1,147 yards, averaging 7 yards a carry. His longest carry has been 99 yards, and he has 16 touchdowns on the year.
So Milo Twinning was in on that tackle for the Heralds. So Malvern coming to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation. Man in motion out. Hand off to Gore to the left side. Throws a stiff arm, breaks one tackle. He is off. He's at the 40, 30, 20, and he is pushed out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. So it is 1st and 10 for Malvern. Beautiful job there by Gore getting to the outside.
Yeah, you know, you got a quarterback like Gorge there, who's a stocky guy, great guy to lower his shoulder to get extra yards there.
So Malvern in the red zone for the first time this evening. Man in motion. Fake handoff of that jet sweep. Handoff to Gore to the left side. He is rumbling and pushing forward, and that is a gain about 7 on the carry. Brought down by number 50, Frankie Dubsky on the stop for St. John's.
You know, so far this offensive drive, we got Gore with three drives, 3 touches, for 37 yards already on the game. What a great quarter he's going to have.
So 9:29 left to go. 2nd and 4. Shotgun formation for Malvern. Snap is back. Handoff to number 3. Trying to bounce to the outside. Has a little bit of room, and he is into the end zone for the first touchdown this evening. Number 3, Roy Simmons. And the Hornets strike first.
You know, what a beautiful drive right there. 3 plays to Gorge, marching down the field, and then you hand it off to your utility player, Roy Simmons, who is a receiver / running back, to go in the corner there and score a touchdown and put you up 6.
All right, so Malvern go for 2 here. Snap is back. Handoff. Fake to Gore, trying to end around. And he is into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. There is a flag on the play for a late hit on St. John's. So Simmons scores the touchdown, and Malvern runs a little bit of trickery and gets the 2-point conversion and draws the personal foul.
You know, that drive was less than 2 minutes. They got the ball with 11:07 left on the clock. It is only 9:15 on that clock, so give or take almost 2 minutes. But 4 plays, scoring, getting in the house, then scoring a 2-point conversion there, making it 8-0 Malvern early in the game.
Touchdown is good. After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense.
So that is a late hit personal foul by St. John's.
You know, Mike, one of the best things about it, too, is Malvern playing home tonight is most teams do not see a grass field all season. And when you're talking about week 11, you're talking about that road to Canton. You're talking playoffs. You get to play at home on grass, where the St. John's, this might be a new adventure to them, never playing on grass because most fields are turf. So huge home field advantage here for them.
All right, so St. John's set to receive. Malvern's going to kick it off again. So Savarino is deep, and Chase Newsom also. Kick is up And it is a high, deep kick into the end zone. And it is going to be a touchback for going into the end zone. That is a high school rule. You cannot return the ball from the end zone. So St. John's coming out with their second drive here this evening with 9:13 left to go in the first quarter.
You know, Mike, as you mentioned, it was their second drive. That first drive ended very quickly for them with a backwards pass to the running back, Newsom, who just left the ball on the ground there. And Malvern picked it up.
Yeah, it was 2-play drive, and then they had a turnover. So Fighting Heralds come back out. Benedict in the shotgun. Newsom behind him. Man in motion, slips. Hands off to Newsom to the right-hand side, lowers his shoulder, and he gets about maybe 3 on the carry.
Brandon Mitchell on the initial tackle.
Brandon Mitchell able to bring him down on the tackle.
3 yards, bring up second down and 7.
Also, Josh Utich on the tackle. So this Malvern defense really holding strong against this run game so far to start the game.
Yeah, and that's what St. John's can't have because it's pretty much what they have. That's their bread and butter, is running the ball and pounding it down their throats.
So blitz is coming, snap is back. Benedict's going to roll out to his right-hand side, has a man downfield, throws it. It is tipped and in and out of his hands. So it is tipped by number 8, Gus Petros, and then through Severino's hands on the sidelines.
Ball's incomplete, brings up third down and 7. Luke Thomas was on the coverage for the Hornets.
So Luke Thomas was on that coverage for Malvern. So it brings up third down and 7 here for the Fighting Heralds. Ryan, how much does an hour and 40-minute bus ride affect you?
You know, I think it'll affect you pretty much because you're loose. There's a lot of going on in your mind, and it's something I wouldn't want to do. Not for a playoff game.
So man in motion. Benedict gets the snap, fakes the handoff, looks to throw. Chase Newsom is wrapped up in the backfield. No blockers there whatsoever. So Darnell Jackson brings him down and a loss on the play. And it is going to be 4th and 14. Not a great start here for St. John's. So the punting crew will come out here for the Fighting Heralds. Back deep for Malvern is number 3, Simmons, and number 5, Luke Thomas. John Miller set to punt it away. Snap is back. Kick is off. Low kick. Thomas able to get it. Throws a stiff arm. Driving, and he is brought down just short of the 30-yard line. Well, that's where Malvern will take over on their second drive of the evening.
You know, Malvern comes out on that field. We talk about 3 plays for a touchdown for these guys, but the St. John's team's offense is struggling right now. So far, they've had the ball 2 drives in only a total of 3 minutes. And they're not moving the ball at all. They're going backwards instead of forward.
I believe they're at -10 total yards right now, Ryan. So shotgun formation for Malvern. Snap is back. Hand off to Gore. Gore trying to get to the outside. He's being chased. Not a lot of room to run. Contact, and he just about gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That was a lot of running and a lot of work to not get very far.
Yeah, you know, we've seen a lot of side to side. We get north and south here, and you know he might see something though on that edge because he's attacking that side really well. I don't know if they're weak on that side or if they got a good blocker out there, but he's running towards the St. John's sideline. But if you
all right, so Malvern gets their play, bringing in shotgun formation. Gore in the backfield, fakes the handoff to Gore, throws it out to number 1, throws a stiff arm. He's trying to get a couple yards and then nowhere to go. I think it's about a loss of 1. Aiden Sprague was the receiver on that one.
Going to bring up 3rd down 11.
So it is 3rd and 11. Number 8, Gus Petros, was on that coverage in the tackle. So 6:12 left to go here in the first quarter. Malvern 8, St. John's nothing. So shotgun formation for Jones. Gore behind him. Trips to his left. Snap is back. Fakes the handoff to Gore. Is going to roll out to the left. Looking to throw. Has a man downfield. It is caught. And they're going to call it incomplete.
Chase Newsome on the coverage.
I'd say that was very close because from our angle, it definitely looked like he caught it or bobbled it between his hands until he caught it.
So Chase Newsome was on that coverage, able to break that pass up. So it is 4th and 11. Looks like Malvern may keep their offense out onto the field and go for it here. Ball on the 33-yard line.
I kind of don't blame him here. You're a little past midfield, so it'll be good field position no matter what for the St. John's offense.
So Jones shotgun formation. Snap is back. Fakes the handoff to Gore. Looking to throw. Has a man, and it is almost intercepted in and out of the hands.
Knocked down by Severino.
Severino there was able to get his hands on it and knock it down.
And looked like there was some miscommunication there between the quarterback and receiver because the receiver is about 10 yards deeper than he threw that ball.
So that'll be a turnover on down. St. John's is coming back out on the field for their 3rd drive of the ballgame.
Yeah, we talk about their 3rd drive. That first drive was 2 plays, the turnover, which had led Malvern to score. Then we end up with a punt. They've only had the ball for 3 minutes so far this game.
All right, so St. John's comes out shotgun formation for Benedict. Newsome next to him on his right. Snap is back. They're looking to throw. Has a man wide open. It is underthrown, but it is still caught just past the 50-yard line. Savarino able to haul that one in from Benedict. So that'll bring up a Fighting Herald 1st down. And I think that's what St. John's needs to do for a little bit is find those holes, get the ball thrown to have Malvern back up a little bit off the ball and not just constantly read the run.
Yeah, you got Chase Newsome, but you also have Antonio Cernotti, who has a great yards for you on offense as well.
So shotgun formation for Benedict. Newsome behind him. 2 wide receivers out to the right and the left. Snap is back. Hand off to Newsome on the right-hand side. Has a little bit of room, and he is at the 20 and brought down at about the 25-yard line. So that'll bring up another Herald 1st down. Brought down by Powers for the Hornets. Brody Powers, outside linebacker. So St. John's putting a nice drive here together. Benedict breaking the huddle. Shotgun formation. Newsome behind Benedict. Severino to his right. Snap is back. Fakes the handoff to the fullback. Hands it off to Newsome. Trying to follow him as blockers, keeping his legs moving. And he gets about 3 yards on the carry before he is wrapped up. Oh, there is a flag all over the place.
Yeah, there's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct there on the offensive lineman for the St. John's team. As the pile was on top of his running back, he was actually throwing fist to the Malvern defense.
So as they separate everyone and kind of see what's going on, so all the officials huddling up to kind of see what's going on here. Flags are everywhere after that 3-yard gain on 1st down.
Yeah, that was wild. That was really blatant out there. He didn't even try to hide it. He was winding up and pushing and getting the fist going.
White throwing a punt. He is ejected.
And that's a big loss to lose your offensive lineman this early in the ball game.
Especially when you're starting offensive lineman, because you're putting a guy in there that's a backup who has not played as many reps or that much in the season.
Salvatore Petrocello, 5'11", 210 offensive tackle. He is a freshman this season. So that is going to push them back 15 yards.
That is a huge loss.
And, you know, they had some momentum rolling and moving the ball down the field finally. They haven't even walked it off yet. So this kind of hurts the rhythm here.
Yeah, you know, you put a backup guard or a backup tackle in there. And you're going to have, you know, Malvern's been really good with those late blitzes. He's not going to be able to pick that up because, you know, as he might have been through the film sessions and the practices, he didn't get that many reps to see it live in person during practice.
And if I'm not mistaken, that is the blindside tackle that he was.
Oh, man.
So St. John's comes out first and 22. 3:48 left to go in the first quarter. Benedict in shotgun. Chase to his left. Chase Newsom. Man in motion is Severino. Hand off to Newsom. Up the middle, has a little bit of room, and he gets about 5 yards on the carry.
Jackson along with Brendan Mitchell on the stop.
Jackson and Mitchell in on that tackle, able to wrap him up. Ball is now on the 35-yard line.
Third down and 20.
You know, third down and 20. But the good thing about having Chase Newsom is you also have Antonio Senario, who's a great receiver with 200-some yards already. He has 51 yards rushing with 4 touchdowns, and he got Rotundo for the St. John's offense as well with 100-some yards.
So shotgun formation here for the Fighting Heralds. 3rd and 19 on the 35-yard line. Benedict calling for the, oh, it misses the snap. Center snaps it too early. He's just throwing it up in the air, and they're just going to let that ball hit the ground.
Ball's incomplete. Going to bring up 4th down and 19.
So 4th and 19 for the Fighting Heralds. Man, they had so much momentum going, Ryan, and just that penalty has kind of flip-flopped everything for them.
You know, this first quarter, they're wanting to get out of this first quarter just because of the fumble, the punching, the ejection. Things are not rolling for them right now in this ball game.
So the punt team is coming out for St. John's. And, you know, on that exchange there, Benedict clapped his hands to get his man to go in motion, and the center snapped it back when he was looking at his motion man.
That's one of the reasons why I don't like the clap snap, because there's a lot of things going on, and the center can just snap the ball whenever he wants.
So St. John's looking to punt. Kick is up, and it is caught. Simmons has it, and he is getting to the sidelines and pushed out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. And they are going to mark him out at the 19-yard line.
You know, as Malvern comes out on offense, their first drive was a 3-play touchdown drive to put them 8-0 so far in this ball game. Then their last drive, they had a turnover just because they went for it on 4th down and did not complete the 3rd down completion there. Now they're back on offense for the 3rd time.
So Malvern is out. Man in motion, Simmons. Hands off to Gore up the middle, lowers his shoulders. He's at the 30, the 40, 50, 45, where he is tossed out of bounds.
Very close to a horse collar as well.
So Gore is getting his yardage here in this first quarter. Malvern coming back out very quickly, trying to catch this St. John's defense huffing and puffing.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
And around to Simmons. Simmons looking to get to the outside, has a little bit of room. There's a flag on the play in the area of holding, and Simmons is shoved out of bounds.
Yeah, I'd either say it's going to be holding or it's going to be a block in the back there, just because, some receivers are trying to make a lane for their running back there to get through.
Well, there are two flags on the play, so I'm not sure if they're both the same. Well, it looks like they're pointing towards St. John's on the one, maybe. Let's.
Two green, 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Replay the down.
So both was on Malvern for holding there.
We'll move them back 10 yards, and we'll play first down and 20 for the Hornets.
So 1st and 20 for the Hornets. Some quick score updates from the area. Hoover Vikings are up 14-0 over Northland.
Oh, well.
Northwest 8, Salem 7. Venables to Renford for a 36-yard touchdown. East Canton is up 14-0 on Libson. So, snap is back, fakes the end around, hand off to Gore. Gore has a hole in his room to run. Runs one guy over. He is still rumbling down the field and finally brought down by number 52. Fasano able to finally get there and bring him down.
I'm looking at the stat sheet here, Mike, and, we look at Julius Gordon, and he's a senior, but he's 6'2" and 205, but he looks like he's about 220, solid muscle. He is a brick house.
Another quick score update. Green 7, Garfield Heights nothing. Snap is back, hand off to Gore again. He's runs into his offensive lineman, not after getting the first down. Brought down by number 53, Jack Malinowski.
Julius Gorge is 6 carries right now with 72 yards, and we're still in the first quarter.
So 1:16 left to go in the first quarter. 1st and 10, ball on the Herald's 34-yard line, and Malvern is driving down the field. Snap is back, hand off to Gore again, up the middle, lowers his shoulder. He is still churning those feet and gets about 4 yards on the carry.
Good for about a 4-yard gain.
He is brought down by number 50, Dubsky, and 56, Twinning.
If you're Malvern, you're kind of just wanting to stick to the run game because once Gord lowers his shoulder, he's gaining about 4 extra yards after contact, and that's what you want, just piece by piece.
Yeah, between him and Simmons, they've really got a great offensive running tandem going. So Jones in the shotgun, Gore behind him. Fakes the handoff to Gore, throws out to Simmons, and it is short. Simmons slipped trying to get to the ball.
Bring up a 3rd down and 7.
So it is 3rd down and 7, ball on the 31-yard line.
And, we mentioned playing on grass tonight. The area has not been well to us yesterday with all that rain. So about the midfield is a little soft. So a lot of slipping going on.
So shotgun formation once again. Jones and Gore in the backfield. Simmons to the left. Snap is back. Quick pitch to Gore. Gore trying to get to the outside. St. John's able to read it all day long and bring him down. Leading the way for St. John's is number 52, Carlos Fasano. Just a great job of staying home and reading that play. So it brings up 4th and 7 with 15 seconds left to go here in the first quarter.
It looks like Malvern's going to go for it again. And, again, I don't blame him. Just the way the St. John's offense has been, you might try to get something out of it.
So they're going to say that was a loss of 1 on that play. So it is 4th and 8. Snap is back, fakes the handoff to Gore, looking to throw. Flag is down, and he is sacked in the backfield. Another flag, 2 flags down, separate on the field.
Yeah, I think the first one's going to be in the receiver here. I think he jumped a little soon.
Twinning on that sack for St. John's.
The question is, what's going to be the second penalty? So I believe the first one was on Malvern for sure.
There are 2 fouls on the play. We have a sideline warning on Malvern, and then we have a 5-yard face mask on the defense. So 5-yard penalty, replay, 4th down.
So it is a sideline warning on Malvern, and then a face mask penalty against St. John's. So that'll move the ball forward, and 4th and 4 now. A little more manageable for the Hornets.
Yeah, if you're Malvern, you're just going to give it to Gore or Roy Simmons to have him bounce out to the corner.
And they're calling a timeout here. They're gonna, that'll be the end of the first quarter here. So the score is Malvern 8, St. John Herald's nothing. What a first quarter, Ryan. Malvern coming out with a game plan, sticking to it, and riding their running game all the way down the field.
Yeah, you mentioned what a great first quarter. It's hard to believe it's only the first quarter because Gorge is almost at 100 yards already on the game. We talk about a fight that happened. Well, not a fight. A player throwing fists. We talk about a couple fumbles. We talk about St. John's getting off to a rough start. Welcome to the second quarter at 7:30.
Yeah, and it's been, St. John's had that drive really going for them, and the penalty just kind of threw them out of their game on that drive. They were marching down the field, had some great passes, had some great runs, and then Malvern just taking over after that penalty and sucking the wind out of St. John's. So second quarter is about to begin here. Malvern and St. John's making their way out onto the field.
And as they're lining up, it actually looks like we got a Q92 news reporter down there with Jordan Miller on the sidelines down there, taking some pictures for the game.
So 4th and 4, snap is back, handoff to Simmons. He busts to the outside, has a little bit of room. He is down and pushed at the 10-yard line. Great hole there for Simmons to run through. It was hard to see. There was a big pack of offensive linemen, and he just found his way out of it, down to the 10-yard line, picks up that first down and more.
Well, it's kind of hard to see Roy Simmons, too, because he's only 5'6", so he's kind of a little guy, but he's that stocky running back with the wheels that can hide behind his lineman, and that's what he's been doing all night long.
So shotgun formation. Snap is back, handoff to Gore. Gore trying to bounce to the outside. He is wrapped up in the backfield, breaks the tackle, still driving, and he is brought down by about eight fighting Heralds there, and they were definitely fighting and struggling to get him tackled and down. Corey Davis was the first defender there, wrapping him up, trying to hold on to him and waiting for his teammates to come and get him.
Watching this game with Gore, I can see why the St. John's coach, Bob DeGauche, asked me if number 8 was a senior. And when I told him yes, he said, thank goodness. Because if they had to run into him again next year in the playoffs.
So shotgun formation. Gore behind Jones. Snap is back. Handoff to Gore. Has a nice hole, pushing his lineman forward. And he gets about 3, maybe 4 on that one. So it's 3rd down and goal from the 12.
Yeah, I think he would have gotten extra yards there if that number 72 just kept going with it instead of stopping and turning around to see where the ball was.
So shotgun formation. Gore and Jones in the backfield together. Snap is back. Fakes the handoff to Gore. Looking to throw. Has a man. And it is caught in the end zone for Malvern. Number 2. Josh Unnett for the 12-yard touchdown. Hornets on the board again. So Malvern set to I don't know. It seems like they still have their offense out here. So it is the offense coming out onto the field again. Shotgun formation. Gore behind Jones. Snap is back. Trying to go to Simmons to the other side. It is read perfectly, and he is thrown down in the backfield. Nowhere to go. So that 2-point conversion is no good. Pisano there on the stop for St. John's.
You know, what another nice drive. You know, putting Gore in, getting pieces here and there, and then you throw Roy Simmons in to get a roundabout to get to the edge and break downfield to put you in positions in the red zone to come out with a touchdown pass for 12 yards to John Utrich late in the game. And, you know, as we talk about shock, we're seeing their offense going for 2 is while I was out on the field pregame, they did not practice at all kicking field goals.
They did not. They had their kicker. I don't even think the punter punted during warm-ups.
You know, and that's some Matt Cherico confidence in his team that saying we don't need our kickers, we don't need our punters tonight.
So we are set to kick this one off again. Back deep for St. John's. We have Newsom and Severino. Newsom is going to grab it. He is looking for a hole to get through, and he gets up to about the 34-yard line where he is brought down.
A nice little return right there.
By number 17 for Malvern. Detchen.
You know, St. John's coming back on offense, and we keep bringing up the first quarter. Turnover on downs on that first drive within 2 plays of the fumble that caused Malvern to score the first time, and then a punt, then followed by another punt after getting backed up because your offensive lineman threw some punches and got ejected.
So 1st and 10 ball on the 34-yard line. Shotgun formation for Benedict. Snap is back. Hand off to Newsom up the middle. Trying to get something going. He breaks the tackle. He has a first down. Spins out of the first tackle and just falls over at the sticks to gain that first down for the Heralds. Marinucci there able to get that stop, luckily, or else he was gone.
You know, as that play was developing and they're running the ball towards the St. John's sideline, I was watching the Malvern sideline, and for a second, because of the cold weather, I thought I was at a wrestling match because Roy Simmons took Gus Paterno down for 2 back points.
So, shotgun formation. Newsom behind Benedict. 2 receivers to their right. Snap is back. Looking to throw. Looking for that quick hitter, and he just falls right at the line of scrimmage. Severino was the receiver on that one. I don't know if he just slipped and didn't have his footing or what, but that is no game, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, for our listeners, if you're trying to imagine this grass field, there's a big M that stands from the 40 to the 40 in the midfield, and the football's placed at the bottom half of the M. And as I was walking around that field before game, that was the only spot right there where the mud was. There was no grass but mud. So I'm not surprised with him sliding right there.
Yeah, that's kind of where the water is draining out, how the field is arced a little bit. So shotgun formation once again. Newsom in the backfield. Severino in motion. quick pitch out to Newsom. Breaks the tackle, and he gets about 5 yards on the carry. Josh Unch there on the tackle. So it's 3rd and 5 here for the Heralds.
You know, Malvern's defense is doing a great job with Greg Newsom. He's only at 6 carries right now for 30 yards. And a lot of those are just makeup yards because all the penalties, they got to get him out of the negative.
And that is true because he's had a couple big breaks and then a couple big penalties against the Heralds. So Heralds come back out, shotgun formation. 2 backs in the backfield with Benedict. Snap is back, fakes the handoff, trying to roll out, nothing there. The blitz is getting him. He is being chased, throws it away. So that'll bring up 4th down and 5 here for St. John's.
You know, he's probably about 5 yards away there from maybe getting intentional grounding just because there was nobody in the area.
So Simmons is going to be back deep to receive this punt. Punting is Crawford for St. John's. 7:26 left to go here in the first half. 14-0 Malvern. Snap is back. It is a low snap and is rolled on the ground. Almost blocked, but he was able to get it away. Malvern is just going to let that roll, and it is going to be down at about the 19-yard line. So St. John's lucky to get that punt off after the snap rolled back to the punter. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hornets.
You know, the Hornets are coming back on offense for the 4th time this half. The first time they touched the ball, 3 plays to a touchdown. Then the second offensive drive was a turnover. Then that last one they just had was a nice, beautiful pass for a touchdown.
So shotgun formation for the Malvern Hornets. Snap is back. Hand off to Gore. Gore driving his feet, breaks 1 tackle. Still going, but he is brought down after a 3-yard gain. Gore is just, as soon as that contact is made, he keeps those feet churning, Ryan.
You know, that's what you want to see from running back. And, you know, I think at halftime when we get our news going, I'm going to try to ask these guys if he got any offers or anything to see where he's going.
So Newsom and Gore just having a day out here for both teams. Right now, Malvern on top, 14-0. Jones in the backfield. Snap is back. Fakes the handoff to Gore. Gives it to Simmons going the opposite way. Simmons breaks the tackle, and he gets the first down and more. Gain of about 8 on the carry. So it'll be 1st and 10, ball on the 22-yard line.
You know, Roy Simmons' half has 3 carries for 32 yards and a touchdown.
So Jones bringing in the play from the sidelines, and it looks like Malvern are going to talk things over. They called a timeout on the field. So where there is a timeout on the field, we are going to take one also.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion, Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
All right, so both teams coming out of their huddles after a timeout. Malvern has the ball. 1st and 10 after a Roy Simmons first down run. 6:04 left to go here in the half.
You know, as they're taking that timeout, I wonder if they're seeing the same thing I've seen. The first receiver closest to the line of scrimmage there for the Malvern Hornets was uncovered. There was no one near within 25 yards.
So Malvern comes out, shotgun formation. We have Simmons and Gore in the backfield with Jones. Snap is back, fakes the handoff to Gore, gives it to Simmons to the other way. That is red, and he is brought down in the backfield for about a loss of 4 on the play. Crawford all over.
Loss of 2 yards. Second down and 12.
The receiver I was talking about was Aiden Sporange. He has at least got 6 yards cushion where that DB is just giving him that room to play with.
So shotgun formation, trips to Jones's left, Gore behind him. Snap is back, gonna throw it to the outside, breaks one tackle, getting upfield close to that first down marker where he is brought down. Aiden Sprague able to haul that one in and pick up about 8 on that reception.
Gonna be about a 3rd down and 1 for the Hornets.
So it's going to be a 3rd and 1 here for Malvern. If I'm St. John's, I know where that ball's going, Ryan.
Oh, yeah, you're giving it right to your big guy.
He's got to run north and south here, though. Hand off to Gore, up the middle, has a first down and more. He is churning those feet and gets about 15 yards on the carry, dragging the defenders, but finally brought down by number 10, Alexander Echeverado. So Malvern moving the ball there.
You know, Mike, if my math is math, and he is at 10 carries and 93 yards already this half.
And there is 4:20 left to go here in this half. 1st and 10, ball on St. John's 42-yard line, shotgun formation. Snap is back, handoff to Gore once again. He gets to the outside, has a great block. He is at the 20, runs a guy over, still churning his feet, and brought down at the 15-yard line.
To the 15-yard line, good for Hornet, 1st down and 10.
So good for a 15-yard line. Beck able to finally bring him down for the Heralds. So Gore consistently churning his feet, getting those extra yards after contact, keeping the Hornets offense out on the field. And you can just see those D linemen for St. John's just hands on the hips.
You know, if you're Malvern offense, this you got him right where you want him. Keep pounding it in because eventually he's going to break one here.
So 3:30 left to go here in the half. Snap is back, hand off to Gore once again. Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. He is turning and he is into the end zone. 15 yards, touchdown run for Gore. Beautiful job there. Gore just keeps his feet churning after that contact, Ryan.
It is what you want to see. You know, 12 carries, 120 yards, and finally putting one in for himself to add a touchdown to his stat.
So Malvern keeping the offense out there. Shotgun formation. Some confusion out there on the offense. Finally set. Snap is back. Fakes the handoff to Gore. Looking to throw. Has a man and just overthrows him. So Jones' pass to Roy Simmons was incomplete. Had him, just overthrew him. 3:21 left to go here in the half. It's Malvern 20, St. John 0.
You know, what an offensive drive from Malvern. We're talking a couple plays here and there. We're talking Julius Gorge. We're talking about him just motor running people over, putting the pedal to the metal, putting the pedal to the floor, and just breaking tackles after tackles, gaining about 40 yards there that whole drive. and getting into the crib for a touchdown.
And how many carries has he had so far?
He is at 12 carries for 120 yards and a touchdown. That was his first touchdown of the game. Roy Simmons is at 3 carries for 32 yards and a touchdown. So the run game definitely helping out with the Malvern Hornets tonight in this Week 11, Week 1 playoff game.
All right, so Newsom is back deep along with Saravino. Some quick score updates. Geneva 19, Alliance 6. Salem 14, Northwest 8. East Canton 14, Libson 7. Kick is off. It's a short kick picked up by number 9. Has a little bit of room, and he is brought down on the 35-yard line.
That was Connor Beck there on the carry, on the kickoff, I should say. I'm sorry. Speaking of Connor Beck, for why we get to get everything situated, Connor Beck is actually only a freshman, and he has 11 solo tackles, 15 assists, 1 sack, 7.5 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, and 2 pick six for his freshman regular season of Ohio high school football.
All right, so St. John's coming back out. Benedict in the shotgun. Newsom behind him in the pistol formation. 2 receivers to his left. Man in motion. Snap is back. Hand off to Newsom up the middle. He is met at the line of scrimmage and brought down after maybe a 1-yard carry. Bowers in on the tackle for the Hornets. Jackson 14, Brunswick 0 is another score update that just came in. Hoover 29, Northland 6. Green 7, Garfield Heights 6. So some good games going on here in Northeast Ohio. Shotgun formation for Benedict. Newsom behind him. Blitz coming. Snap is back, looking to throw. Has a man and just overthrows him. Severino was the intended receiver. So it is 3rd and 7, 2:27 left to go here in the half. Ball on St. John's 38-yard line.
You know, in the midfield, we're seeing a lot of these receivers slipping and sliding, and a lot of that has to do with just the. Honestly, this is probably the first time all season they've seen a grass field, and not used to know how to play on there, or how to plant their feet in it.
So shotgun formation still. Newsom in the backfield with Benedict. Snap is back. Benedict looking to throw, looking to his left. Has a man. It is caught, and he is trying to get upfield. Gain of about 2 on the reception to number 8, Gus Petros, on that wide receiver screen. So it's 4th and 4. Timeout on the field.
Timeout Hornets using their.
Nope. So it's timeout Malvern once again here.
Only 1 timeout remaining in the half with 2:10 left, 2:14 left. I'm sorry.
And I think they're trying to stop the clock because they know that they're going to get an opportunity here to drive down the field again before halftime.
Hey, Coach Matt Cherko is definitely trying to work all his magic that he can that possibly have a running clock if it works out in his favor going early into the second half.
So Harold set to punt it away. Back deep is Simmons.
You know, Mike, this is their 3rd straight offensive drive that they've punted.
Luke Thomas also back deep for the Hornets. Crawford set to punt. Snap is back. Punt is off. Thomas going to field that punt, trying to reverse field. He is going to be brought down at the 30-yard line, but there is a flag on the field.
Chase Newsom on the stop. There is a penalty on the play.
Chase Newsom able to wrap him up and bring him down. We're going to see what this penalty is.
Looks like it's getting caught on. Looks like they're calling it on Malvern. Maybe a block in the back. Holding.
So that is a holding penalty on Malvern. So that's going to push them back to where they were tackled. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball is now on the 21-yard line instead of the. So,
Mike, was a 2-minute break for this defensive line a big enough break to not handle Gorge?
I don't know because that drive was so long for Malvern, and we are about to see because Malvern's in a shotgun formation, Gore behind him. And off to Gore up the middle, driving his feet, comes out of the pile and gets about an extra 2 yards. He is still driving that pile, and he gets about 4, maybe 5 yards on the carry. So it's going to be 2nd down and about 5. 1:40 left to go here in the half. Pistol formation. Fakes the handoff to Gore. Looking to throw. Has a man on the sidelines, and he is going to step out of bounds. Aiden Sprague able to haul that one in for the Hornets. So clock is going to stop there on that play as he stepped out of bounds. So that's 1st and 10, ball on their own 36-yard line. Looking to throw, has Sprague again, and he is shoved out of bounds after a gain of about 5 on the reception. Aiden Sprague putting together a nice drive here for the Malvern Hornets.
It looks like Malvern's trying to get St. John's here to open that box by playing some defense, by playing some offense with throwing the ball out to the corners here. That way they can set up a huge run by either Simmons or Gore.
So Jones bringing the play in from the sidelines. Pistol formation once again. 2 receivers to Jones's left. Single receiver to his right. Dropping back to throw. Looking for that screen. Has Simmons underneath. Breaks 1 tackle. Gets down and he steps out of bounds just over the 50-yard line. So that is good for Hornets' 1st down. Roy Simmons having a big first half here for the Hornets.
Yeah, Roy Simmons has 4 carries and 42 yards and a touchdown so far in this game.
So St. John's trying to dial something up here on defense to stop this Malvern Hornet offense. Pistol formation, Gore behind Jones. Snap is back. Fakes the hand off to Gore. No, actually hand off to Gore. Beautiful fake. Gore has room and he is shoved out of bounds after he picks up that 1st down. So he is pushed out of bounds at the 32-yard line.
Chase Newsom on the stop for the Herald.
Chase Newsom able to get there and shove him out of bounds. So Malvern coming to the line. Jones scanning the defense. Snap is back. Fakes the handoff to Gore. Has Simmons, but it is through his hands. That ball was a little too hot for him. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Right now, the best thing, though, about incomplete passes, it does stop the clock for you. It's just a little bit.
It does stop the clock.
The only bad thing is it takes away down from you.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10. 1:04 left to go here in the half. Snap is back. Throwing that wide receiver screen. Overthrows him. Had his man had a little bit of room to run also. Rocco Marinucci was the intended receiver. Marinucci had about 5 yards to run after that if he would have caught that.
Bring up third down and 10.
So it's 3rd and 10, ball on the 32-yard line. 1 minute left to go here in this half. So 3rd and 10. Jones in pistol formation. Gore behind him. Snap is back, fakes the handoff to Gore, looking to throw to Simmons. Simmons breaks a tackle, gets downfield, breaks another tackle, and he is off to the races, and he drags a man into the end zone for a touchdown. Roy Simmons, 32-yard touchdown reception. 50 seconds left to go in the half. Malvern is keeping the offense out on the field. So, pistol formation still. Gore behind Jones. Snap is back, fakes the handoff to Gore, and Gore actually got the ball. He runs it up the middle for that 2-point conversion. Jones doing a wonderful job of hiding. So the score is now 28, St. John's 0. So 50 seconds left to go here in this half. St. John's has just got to want to get into halftime, Ryan.
Yeah, I look for them just to take the ball, take a knee. You got to go back at halftime because you got a lot of adjustments to make, and you got 28 minutes left after football after that, and see what you can do.
So Malvern is set to kick this one away. Back deep is number 8, Gus Petros, and number 22, Anthony Severino. And the ball is kicked. It is a short kick, going to hit the up man. And he slips and falls and is brought down.
Number 9, Carter Beck on the return.
Beck once again on that return.
Grady Barkley on the finishing tackle for the Hornets.
They're going to give Barkley the tackle for that one, but really Beck slipped and lost his footing there.
Yeah, he lost his footing there, and he also ran into John Miller, who, before that even happened, John Miller ducked and let the guy behind him get the ball instead of just taking it himself.
So St. John's coming out, 46 seconds left to go here in the half. 1st and 10, ball on their own 34-yard line.
I think they're going to get the ball here to Chase Newsome and just let him get some yards and get him.
So man in motion, snap is back. Hand off to Newsome. He is wrapped up and brought down in the backfield by number 5 of that Horner defense, Luke Thomas. You were not fooling him on that one.
Luke Thomas making a tackle making a tackle, getting past the tackle. Now my question is...
Oh, there is a flag on the play.
My question is, was that the tackle that came in for the replace the tackle that threw punches?
Sideline warning, it looks like here on St. John's. That was kind of a weird call. Yeah. Their coach was at the bottom of the numbers getting the play in, and he threw the flag.
It's one of those things that I hated as a coach is if you run into that referee on the side, he's going to call it no matter what just because they think they control that line.
Snap is back. Hand off to Newsome. Newsome wrapped up in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Brought down by a host of Hornets.
Ball on the stop for the Hornets.
Ball led, and it looks like into the first half. We have a player down on the field, though.
And that was the player underneath that whole pile that
And that looks like Newsom is the player down as teams are trying to get into the halftime. He is slow to get up, slow to move, but he is finally up, making his way to the locker room. So that ends the first half here in Malvern. The score, Hornets 28, Fighting Heralds nothing. We'll be back after this.
RG Dreg, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Dreg students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Dreg to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Dreg, where careers begin.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important benefits that we can offer at Friends and Family Credit Union. Welcome to Family Secure Checking. It offers unrivaled security to protect your everyday finances and purchases, as well as comprehensive identity theft protection and reimbursement coverage, credit file monitoring, benefits for travel, shopping rewards, and cell phone protection that includes repair or replacement for up to 4 phones on your cell phone plan. It's time to bring a friend into the family.
Missed the big game? Don't worry, Q92 has you covered. Check out our SoundCloud page where you can relive every exciting moment. From high school football, basketball, baseball, and softball to Mount Union football and basketball, we've got it all. That's every broadcast from this season, and even classics going all the way back to 2016. Follow Q92 Radio on SoundCloud and never miss a play, a call, or the thrill of the game. Q92 Radio on SoundCloud, your home for every game, every season.
From the newsroom, I'm Jeff Mears with this halftime edition of AM 1310 WDPN News. A Canton woman has been sentenced for a shooting in Alliance. 26-year-old Kenichia Miller was given 90 days in jail and fined $750 Wednesday after pleading no contest to misdemeanor charges of discharging a firearm near a prohibited premises and aggravated menacing. She received credit for time already served in jail and on house arrest, but could face additional time if she violates good behavior terms over the next year. Police say Miller fired a shot at a woman from a vehicle at North Freedom Avenue and 2nd Street July 21st. A Stark County grand jury declined to indict her on felony charges, including attempted murder, and sent the case back to Alliance Municipal Court. With the government shutdown deepening food insecurity across the region, Bishop David Bonar is calling on parishioners to help feed those in need. The Catholic Diocese of Youngstown has launched a non-perishable food drive running through the end of the year across 6 counties. Donations can be made at local parish pantries or at Catholic Charities and St. Vincent de Paul locations. The State Highway Patrol is investigating a crash that left a bicyclist seriously hurt in Perry Township. Troopers say 32-year-old Timothy Coverdale of Canton was southbound on Whipple Avenue near 11th Street Northwest around 12:20 this morning when he was hit by an SUV. Coverdale was taken to Mercy Hospital. The driver, a 32-year-old woman from Tucson, Arizona, was taken into custody. Troopers believe alcohol may have been a factor. The contract between Metallus and United Steelworkers Local 1123 will be extended a second time. The agreement will now expire January 29th to allow time for more contract talks. Workers last week rejected a tentative agreement announced by negotiators October 3rd. The union represents 1,200 employees at the steelmakers' Canton operations. The contract was to expire in September, but was extended to October 15th so negotiations could continue. The co-founder of a local baseball academy has been sued to remove him from operations of the company. Massarelli Baseball School alleges John Massarelli kept cash payments for baseball instruction off the company books and used the money for personal items or failed to turn them over to the business. He is also accused of giving lessons to minors while intoxicated. The school seeks damages in excess of $25,000 and to remove him from daily operations and coaching responsibilities. MBS operates baseball training facilities in Lawrence and Springfield townships. Massarelli and two other men each own a third of the business. The Canton Regional SWAT Team is being honored by the U.S. Marshals Service as its Law Enforcement Partner of the Year. The 25-officer unit, made up of members from 6 police departments, serves Stark and Carroll counties under Canton Police Command. The team was recognized for its role in a Jackson Township motel standoff last November when North Canton sniper Patrick Lewis was shot in the arm. The Marshals praised the team's professionalism and dedication during the incident, which ended safely. Massillon could soon join other Ohio cities in banning camping on public property. A proposed ordinance before City Council would prohibit people from sleeping or setting up tents on sidewalks, streets, or near buildings. Council is expected to take up the issue Monday. According to The Independent, Mayor Jamie Slutz says the move is meant to address public safety and cleanup issues while also helping connect homeless individuals with local services. Those found camping would have 24 hours to move before facing a $50 fine. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
An Akron man is facing felonious assault charges in connection with a shooting near Kent State University. Police say 19-year-old Jack Massey was arrested after an investigation into a Thursday night incident at Bar Lucci on North Water Street. An officer patrolling the area heard gunfire around 11:30 and rushed to the scene, where a fight had broken out as the bar was being cleared. There were no reports of injuries. A former Columbiana County Corrections officer accused of assaulting 2 inmates will stand trial next year. 27-year-old David Ferguson Grants of Youngstown is facing 2 counts of assault for separate incidents in September 2024 at the county jail, both caught on camera. He allegedly threw a handcuffed inmate to the floor and days later pushed another up a set of steps before pinning him down. Both inmates were treated at Salem Regional Medical Center. The trial, originally set for next week, was postponed after a key witness became unavailable and is now scheduled for March 12th. A driver is dead after a pickup truck slammed into a tree Thursday night in Mahoning County's Jackson Township. Police were called just before 7:30 to Kirk and South Lip Key roads, where they found the truck off the roadway with heavy front-end damage. Officers confirmed the driver died at the scene. The Mahoning County coroner and Jackson Township police are investigating what caused the wreck. A federal judge has ordered Youngstown Ursuline High School to release the names of 7 students connected to a hazing and sexual misconduct lawsuit. Judge Benita Pearson says the names and contact information must be turned over to attorneys by November 10th, with parents notified first. One lawsuit claims a student was hazed and sexually assaulted during a football team trip in June. Another alleges school officials failed to act on reports that a player harassed and stalked a female student for 2 years. The felonious assault case against Liberty Township trustee Devin Stanley is now on hold after all Trumbull County judges stepped aside, citing conflicts of interest. The Ohio Supreme Court has assigned retired appeals judge Thomas Teodosio to handle the case. Stanley, who also works as a county clerk's official and Girard assistant prosecutor, is accused of assaulting his wife and remains in jail without bond. The 53-year-old's case has been sent to a grand jury to determine if he'll be indicted. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, but first a look at the forecast. For the overnight, a slight chance of showers. Skies gradually turning mostly clear with a low around 34. Mostly sunny Saturday with highs around 54. Sunday, mostly sunny skies with a high near 56. For AM 1310 WDPN News, I'm Jeff Mears.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.
Northeast Ohio knows football, and Sarshone Auto Group knows Northeast Ohio. As an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, Sarshone Auto Group serves our community with the best selection and the best service. From Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and more. From the toughest trucks to the SUVs that fit your family. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns, and the place where Northeast Ohio comes to drive. Visit sarshone.com.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
This is high school football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on Q92 and the Q92 Sports Network.
All right, welcome back to Hornets Stadium, where Malvern leads 28-0 over the St. John Fighting Herald. We're going to run down some local halftime scores of week 1 of the playoffs. At halftime, Garway 42, Mineral Ridge 7. East Canton leads Libsyn 21-14. That is actually a really good game going on over there, Ryan.
Yeah, Coach Spider is doing a great job with those East Canton Hornets and for another great year. And like you said, another great game for week 11.
Green Bulldogs leads the Garfield Heights Bulldogs 14-6. Green rolling so far in the last 5 weeks. 4-game winning streak to push themselves into the playoffs, getting that 11th seed. Big win last week over Lake, having a nice game over Garfield Heights on the road at Garfield Heights.
Yeah, and you're getting that, like you said, 4 straight wins, putting them into playoffs. They got hot right at the right time in high school football, where the last half of the season, they got it rolling.
And they have senior quarterback Hunka, who has just led the Bulldogs in so many come-from-behind victories so far. Had a great overtime game last week against rival Lake Blue Streaks. So another score is Louisville 0, Westerville 0.
I'm really shocked about that one. I know Louisville is battling some injuries, but I thought after talking to Coach Katniss this week that some of the players were coming back. So I don't know if it's just they're coming back and it's getting back used to the game, or what's going on there.
Well, and it is tough to go down to Columbus and play a team, especially a Westerville team. They're pretty talented every single season. So Jackson 14, Brunswick 3. With 25 seconds left, the Brunswick kicker hits a 50-yarder to get on the board for the first time for the Blue Devils.
Anytime you're in high school football and your kicker can get you a 50-yard field goal, that's a blessing. But not going to lie, kind of shocked at that score. Just because, we were talking before the game about how Brunswick is as a program. They're usually very tough. So congratulations to Coach Rohr out there.
Well, and it is a rematch of last year's first round where Jackson did win that one also. So out in North Canton, it is Hoover 43, Northland Vikings out of Columbus 6. And that one is just going into halftime. This score right here, Ryan, you and I were talking, and it is Geneva 26, Alliance 6 at halftime.
Mike, we talk for weeks every time, saying we're Quinn or Christians out there in Alliance or an EBC school. I'm an EBC guy at heart, and I love my EBC football. But the Alliance defense has always struggled for the last 3 years against a running team. And I told you for that game, that Geneva running back, dude, all he does is run. He's almost like a Julius Gord. He just runs down that field, and it's very hard to stop him. And I think that's what's getting Alliance tonight.
Yeah, so some great games going on in our area. Northwest and Salem, another great ball game. That one is at halftime. Salem 14, Northwest 8. Northwest, we've seen them the last 5 weeks, and we know when they come out in the third quarter, they are getting the ball coming out in the third quarter, which is something that Coach DeMarco always wants coming out of halftime. And they are a third quarter team as long as they can keep the penalties down.
Yeah, as long as they, like you said, they get the penalties down, that they're a great third quarter team, especially with Joey Medor. I'd love to see what his stat line is for tonight. But also for Salem catching fire after going 0-4 on the season. Everybody thinking they were done and out of it, but they caught fire. And leading the way was their EBC Player of the Year, Cletus. He's a running back / quarterback / anything Ron John needs him to do.
All right, so that is our local scores here from the Q92 radio network area. It is 28-0 here. Malvern is on top. We are going to step aside and come back with the first half highlights.
Looking for your home for local sports? Head over to Q92radiosports.com, the official website of Q92 Sports Network. Catch every live broadcast of high school games and Mount Union sports. Stay up to date with the latest local sports stories. Check scores from around the area and never miss a game with our full broadcast schedule. It's everything sports all in one place. Q92radiosports.com, your local sports connection.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
All right, so we are back here at halftime, still 28-0. Malvern leads St. John's out of Ashtabula. What a dominant first half for Malvern. You know, St. John's gets the ball first to start the ball game. 2 plays into their drive, Ryan, they throw a pass that is a backwards pass, and Malvern able to pick up the ball, recover that fumble, and then drive down the field for their first touchdown.
Yeah, you know, after that backwards pass, it's been all pedal to the floor. Malvern going. They're trying to put nails in coffins. They're trying to end this game, and they're trying to get out of this cold.
So Roy Simmons was able to put that first touchdown in for Malvern. Let's take a listen to it. Shotgun formation for Malvern. Snap is back. Handoff to number 3. Trying to bounce to the outside. Has a little bit of room, and he is into the end zone for the first touchdown this evening. Number 3, Roy Simmons. So Simmons able to find pay dirt for the Hornets for the first time for the evening. And from there on, it was just pretty much Malvern marching down the field. St. John's comes back out, puts together a nice drive, and unfortunately get a big personal foul where a player is ejected, and that kind of stalls out their offense.
Yeah, you know, it stalls out their offense. It stalls out everything. You have a starting blindside tackle making a selfish move with throwing punches after a play just because someone's smash talking you or they're saying something in a pile you don't like, and end up costing your team a score.
And then, as you said, they have to punt the ball, and the next possession for Malvern, they are able to find the end zone. Snap is back. Fakes the handoff to Gore, looking to throw, has a man, and it is caught in the end zone from Malvern, number 2. So Malvern able to catch a touchdown pass. Jones to Unit, able to find that one, and St. John's getting the ball back. Still marches down the field a little bit and then stalls out again.
And this offense for St. John's has not been where they need to be. Coach sent us over this week a stat line for his county for these players, and right now they have not showed up yet to this game. Or if they showed up, they're getting met with equal force from the Malvern defense.
And that Malvern offense gets into the end zone for the 3rd time this evening. Let's take a listen for that one. Snap is back. Handoff to Gore once again. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle. He is turning, and he is into the end zone. Julius Gore just taking over in the first half. I don't know if St. John's has an answer for him. Over 100 yards in the first half on double-digit carries, Ryan.
Yeah, Julius Gorge has 14 carries, 134 yards, 1 touchdown. Roy Simmons has 5 carries for 74 yards, 1 touchdown, plus 2 catches for 38 yards and a touchdown there.
And we're going to listen to that last touchdown, Roy Simmons rushing touchdown right before half. Snap is back, fakes the handoff to Gore, looking to throw to Simmons. Simmons breaks a tackle, gets down, breaks another tackle, and he is off to the races, and he drags a man into the end zone for a touchdown. So Simmons just getting that pass in the flats, making his way down the field and dragging his defender into the end zone to get that final touchdown before halftime for the Malvern Hornets. Malvern, not many adjustments I think need to be made. They just got to stick to the game plan, keep throwing in a couple pass wrinkles, and then another big thing, St. John's needs to find something and get it going on offense.
So here's the problem that starts with this 3rd quarter now that we're about to start in 2 minutes is, I believe, Malvern gets the ball first.
Malvern does get the ball back.
Now, St. John's needs a huge defensive stop because if Roy Simmons, John Urch, Jackson Jones, Roy Simmons, or Julius Gorge get into that end zone again, we're going to go continuous clock. And that's not going to be pretty because now your back is to the wall. Now you're feeling the pressure. Now you're trying to make things happen. And that's where you're going to see a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, and it's a big thing. And hopefully that St. John's has made some adjustments, trying to figure out what to do on offense and how to stop the big man, Julius Gore, and the little speedster, Simmons. Combined, those two are just having their way with this Fighting Herald's defense, who is struggling to put up a fight.
Mike, and I said it a little bit in the first quarter, Bob DeGoche, again, said pregame, asking me what grade these guys were in. And he did a little whoo, just because he knows next year, if there's ever a playoff rematch next year, that he doesn't have to worry about these kind of guys. But you can't worry about next year. You got to worry about the present. It's week 11. It's win or go home. There's no next week if you lose. There's no let's go to practice after this. It is turning equipment after this. So you got to play right now, and you got to get going. And you got to, you got Chase Newsome. He might be your star player, but you got to get your other guys going because you got to take some pressure off him. That way you can work him in later in the game.
And it's a big thing is looking at it, could this be St. John's first real playoff appearance? Where they've had to travel a far distance, an hour and 40 minutes to get here. You're playing a well-oiled, well-experienced Malvern Hornets team in round 1. And you start out a little bit slow and sloppy. Now you got to pick up the pace.
Well, you're not only playing a well-oiled Malvern team, you're playing a Malvern team that is honestly very angry about losing to their rivals, East Canton. That rival goes very deep, and they hate that they lost.
And the kick is off. The second half has begun. Thomas able to pick up the kick. He is trying to reverse field, has one man beat, looking to go. He is brought down, and there's flags everywhere. That was either a face mask or a collar. It was hard to see from the angle we were at here, but we saw all three of those flags flying. Not a good way to start for St. John's.
If I was a betting man on this penalty, I'm going to go. It was a horse collar, but the 10-yard one, not the 15. It was not that aggressive, but it also was something that took him down very forcefully.
So officials talking it over, and we'll see where Malvern will start the second half. Let's see what the official call is here.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, blindside block, green, 5-yard face mask, white. Those penalties offset, green kick.
All right, so as you could hear there were 2 penalties. We had a blindside block on Malvern and a penalty against St. John's is exactly what we thought it was. Those penalties offset, so they will set things up and re-kick again.
You know, Mike, I'm so glad that these Malvern Hornets did so great with their job with their athletic department here that the referees have microphones so we can actually hear what they're saying.
It's so helpful. But it's kind of funny to see the official trying to find the switch to turn the microphone on.
100%.
So the kick is getting ready to be kicked. It is up and out to Simmons. Simmons is going to pick it up on the 20. Gets out to about the 27-yard line. There is another flag down.
Return down to about the 30-yard line. Another penalty on the play.
Sideline warning, St.
Be the
John's.
second offense on the sideline warning.
So that'll be the second one. So that, I believe, Ryan, is actually...
That should result in some yardage there.
And they are walking that off now. That is a 5-yard penalty. You know, and it was really weird. It was like the official... I think it's because the official ran into the coach.
Yeah, like you said, you know, one of the hardest things is, you know, especially on a kickoff team, you know, when I coach, I walked down where I wanted that ball to go. And I think that's what the St. John's coach did. But you also got to watch that referee. Anytime he runs into you, he is going to call you for the warning. They want that close to the yardage. That's their spot, as they say.
So it is 1st and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line of Malvern. So it is Jones, Gore, and Simmons in the backfield. Simmons in motion. Pass out to Simmons. Simmons trying to make something happen, and he is brought down immediately by Beck. Loss of about 1 on the play.
Lose 3 yards.
Oh, 3-yard loss on that play. Sorry about that.
So, you know, if I was Malvern, I'll just stick to that running game. You know, you're up 28-0. Get the clock rolling. Get everything going. Just punch in their mouth. You know, what you've been doing. Get the defensive line huffing and puffing. You know, as Malvern's lining up in shotgun formation.
So there it is. Handoff to Gore. There's a flag on the play. Another flag on the play. And he maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. So there's a penalty flag that came from the back judge and another penalty that came just past the line of scrimmage.
It's like one of them is going to be holding on 62, and then looks like there's going to be another one. 71.
So both penalties, the same one, that's going to be a holding penalty. That flag just came in late. So it is going to be 2nd and 23, Ryan. Not a good start here to come out of halftime.
No, but lucky for Malvern is they got Jackson Jones back there, and they got Aiden Sponge and They got John Utrix that they can throw to.
Pass out, caught, and he is shoved out of bounds. Rocco Marinucci, there is another flag on the play, but Marinucci caught that pass. Beck on the stop for.
I think they're going to get St. John for a late hit, but
It is getting chippy on those sidelines.
I would say that one's almost iffy just because he just gave him a little shoulder check. He didn't really take him down to the
And
guy
they
or
are
anything.
walking it off. That is going to be a personal foul on the sidelines there.
Personal foul. White. 15-yard penalty. Still second down. Or excuse me, third down.
You know, I like it though. These referees are not letting ever since the punches have been thrown, they are not letting anything go. And, you know, they're trying to control the game, which is what they're here to do. Because if it gets too chaotic, bad things are going to happen.
So Malvern coming out, 3rd down and 1 after that penalty. Snap is back, hand off to Gore. Gore lowers his shoulder, gets the first down and more. He's at the 50, the 40. He is wrapped up and finally brought down at about the 29-yard line. That is a Hornet first down.
You know, Gus Pentro was right there to take him down. But the way it looked to me, it was Gus Pentro was actually kind of shocked to see Gore right beside him and was just, all right, let me wrap up and take him down before he scores.
So Malvern breaking the huddle, coming out to the line of scrimmage. Pistol formation, Gore behind Jones. Trips to their right, single receiver down to the left. Hand off to Gore. Gore is wrapped up and brought down after about a gain of 2.
By Donald Crawford.
Crawford able to wrap him up and bring him down.
Pick up 2 yards, bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Hornets.
So 2nd and 8, 9:58 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Ball on the 29-yard line. Jones bringing the play into the huddle. Gore, backfield by himself with Jones. Snap is back, hand off to Gore. Gore has a hole, rolls, and he drags a couple guys for an extra few yards, but he's going to be short of the first down by about a yard.
You know, Mike, I don't know if he's more dangerous running forwards or if he's more dangerous running back pedals because it looks about the same.
He was dragging 2 of his defenders for about 2 more extra yards to bring up 3rd and about 1 here. So Malvern breaking the huddle. 3rd and short. Jones, Simmons, Gore splits out. So they're going to call a false start here on Malvern. So that'll push them back 5. They're going to repeat 3rd down.
You know, it's not the way they wanted to come out right now. They don't want to go backwards. They needed to get the score. They get the continuous clock.
You know, a lot of penalties on this opening drive here for the second half. Malvern coming out. A little bit of confusion here. Simmons and Gore in the backfield with Jones. Man in motion to Sprague. Snap is back. Fakes the handoff. Jones going to roll out. Dump pass to Simmons. He is brought down at about the sticks. We will see where they mark that one. Newsom able to get there and bring him down. It's going to be short of the first down. 4th down and 1.
You know what a beautiful play, though? Hide Simmons over there, roll out, and just give him a little dump pass to pick up some yards. Now, you know, it's 4th and 1. You know, if I was them, I'd bring in the 22 personnel. I'll get 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, and we're pounding this in.
So Simmons and Gore in the backfield with Jones. Snap is back. Hand off to Simmons. Simmons has Gore leading his blocker. He has a first down and about 5 more yards beyond that. So he is brought down at about the 10-yard line. 1st and 10, Malvern in the red zone.
Echeverria on the trip up for the Heralds.
So 1st and 10, 10 yards to go till the end zone for Malvern. Simmons and Gore in the backfield. Snap is back, fakes the handoff to Simmons, hands it to Gore. He has room to run, and he finds his way into the end zone. 10-yard touchdown run, Gore. And it looks like the extra point team is actually going to come out for this one.
You know, they got to get something different on field for Monroeville. You know, you'd be surprised about how many times actually with special teams that a coach would take about 45 minutes out of practice to.
So kick is up through the upright. No good. It looked like it was good from our angle, but it is just to the left. So it's 34-0. Malvern over St. John's. 6:53 left to go in the third quarter.
You know, 6:53. Malvern almost putting a 6-minute drive together, just piecing it together. Gore, Simmons, going down the field to finally letting Gore take it into the house for another touchdown from Malvern, which puts him at 34, which means going forward after this kickoff, it will be a continuous clock until St. John's can get it back under 30 points.
So quick score update out of Alliance. Caden Proy of Geneva has a 67-yard touchdown run. He's already had a 66-yard and a 46-yard touchdown run. So Geneva leads 33-6 over Alliance.
Yeah, that Alliance defense, again, that run defense is killing them.
So Malvern kicking it off. Short kick, caught by number 4 at about the 30-yard line. He is trying to get some yards, but nowhere to go. Brought down. Oh, there's a fumble on the field and a flag. They're going to say St. John's has the ball.
I don't think there was a true flag there. I think it was just a very light orange bag that was thrown.
You are correct.
I wish those two were different colors just because it's harder from a distance to see if it's yellow or orange sometimes.
So John Miller with that return. Brought down by number 55, Crater. So St. John's coming back out on offense for the first time this second half. 5:58 left to go here in the third quarter. Newsom in the backfield with Benedict. Benedict scanning the defense. Snap is back. Hand off to the up back, the fullback. First touch for him this evening. And he is brought down just short of the line of scrimmage.
You know, I get it might be St. John's bread and butter to run the ball and get your fullback in the mix, get your running back in the mix. But right now, you're at continuous clock. You got to do something to try to get a score to get the clock back into your favor. And running the ball is not going to be there.
So Chenault was the ball carrier on that last one. First time calling his name this evening, trying to get involved in the offense. Snap is back. Blitz is coming. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Ball downfield, and it is knocked down by number 9. Marucci able to snap that one and knock it down. Sprague also there on the coverage.
You know, even though he knocked it down and they lost it down, you almost wanted to see him intercept that just to get the ball back into his offensive hands.
Serafino was the intended receiver. Unfortunately, that ball was thrown short. So St. John's coming to the line of scrimmage. Benedict, shotgun formation. Newsom with him. Snap is back. Benedict looking to throw. Blitz coming. He's got a man in his face. He is running. Another man, and he is brought down at just beyond the line of scrimmage. Sprague with a beautiful open field tackle to bring him down. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 8 for the Fighting Herald. Another quick score update. Louisville 3, Westerville South 0. Hoover 50, Northland 6. Salem 21, Northwest 0. Or Northwest 8, I'm sorry. So St. John set the punt. Simmons and Thomas back deep to receive the punt. Crawford looking for the snap. Snap is back. Punt is off. Simmons is just going to let that one hit. It is touched and pushed. It should be right where he snagged it. And that FAR official does have it marked in the right spot.
That was very weird that they let it go there for a second, because I was like, I thought maybe I was seeing stuff with him getting hit, but.
So Malvern is going to come out for the second time on offense. 3:04 left to go here in the third. The clock is ticking. Once again, we are a continuous running clock due to the score being more than 30-point lopside.
You know, St. John's offense out here, 5 straight punts in a row, which is crazy.
So shotgun formation still. Jones, Gore, Simmons. Hands off to Simmons. He is trying to get to the outside, but he is wrapped up and met at the line of scrimmage. Loss of about maybe 1. Beck in there for the stop.
About a 2-yard loss.
So it is going to be 2nd down and 12. They're going to say there was a 2-yard loss.
You know, if you're Malvern right now, you're just going to run the ball anyway. You're just going to, well, the clock's still going to run no matter what. But
so snap is back, looking to throw. Has a man on the sidelines at the sticks. He caught it and steps out of bounds. Josh Unch again picks up a 1st down for him. So just as you were saying to run the clock, Ryan, they throw it for the 1st down. Step out of bounds to stop the clock. Or it doesn't stop the clock.
Nope, it does not stop the clock. Everything's just rolling here. Their offense is rolling. The clock's rolling.
1:20 left to go in the third. Snap is back. Hand off to Gore. Gore is looking for a hole. He is driving, and he is going to be wrapped up. Gain of about 1 on the play. 56 there, wrapping him up, not letting him get anywhere. Twinning.
You know, honestly, right now, if you're Malvern, I'm looking to see what I can do for next week. Try to put that week 2 of the playoffs, see what I can put on film, just to try to switch things up with Monrovia. Take some time of their practice to do something that you're not really going to do, but it's something that they see on film.
So it is 2nd and 8. Clock is ticking. 35 seconds left to go here in the third. Malvern with the ball on the 44-yard line. Snap is back. Hand off to Gore to the left side. He lowers his shoulder, breaks a couple tackles, but is brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost 1. Going to see where they mark it. So time is going to click away here with 3 seconds left to go in the third. And that's going to do it here for the third quarter. Malvern 34, St. John's nothing. We'll come back to start the fourth quarter with Malvern having the ball. We'll be back after this.
When it comes to sports, Sam Berkwin brings the heat. Catch the Sam Berkwin Show weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on AM 1310 WDPN and streaming live on the WDPN Facebook and X pages, plus the Q92 YouTube channel. From the Browns to the Buckeyes, the Guardians, Cavs, and your local high school teams, if it's making headlines in the sports world, Sam is talking about it. It's the local sports talk you want. The Sam Berkwin Show, weekday afternoons on AM 1310 WDPN.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
All right, we are back to start the fourth quarter. Malvern with a commanding lead, 34-0 over the visiting St. John's Fighting Heralds out of Ashtabula. Malvern has the ball. Their own 43-yard line. It is 3rd and 9 for the Hornets.
You know, so far, 3 quarters of this game has been the Roy Simmons and has been the Julius Gore show. You know, both with Gore over 100 yards, Simmons at 87 yards, both with 2 touchdowns.
So, shotgun formation. Flags on the play. False start on the offense. Receivers not lined up correctly.
I was suspecting uncoachment there, uncoachment right there on the defensive line, but
so here we go. 3rd and 14. Snap is back, looking to throw. Has a man down the sidelines. It is in and out of his hands. Hunch was the intended receiver. Beautiful coverage out there by St. John's.
You know, beautiful coverage, but also beautiful pass right into the center plate of your chest where you want that ball to land.
So, Malvern punt formation for the first time this evening. Jones going to set this to punt. Back deep is Newsom for the Fighting Herald. Snap is back. Flag on the play. Punt is up. Newsom's going to get it. Going to take off. He's at the 40, 50-yard line, and where he is brought down. We'll see what the flag is, though.
I think we're going to get another false start on Malvern here.
So it'll be a legal formation on Malvern. They're going to assess that penalty on the end of the run, so that'll give them 5 more yards where they will take over in Hornet territory on the 44-yard line.
You know, last time they're on offense, they had to punt it away. They're looking to get something going here, trying to get a score on the board. A handoff.
Newsom, gain of about 3 on the carry. Alliance finding the end zone with a touchdown run by Jackson. It is now 12-33 with 2:30 left to go in the third quarter over there. End of 3, Salem 21, Northwest 8. Northwest has the ball near midfield to start the fourth quarter.
You know, what a shutout there for Northwest. Finally getting a shutout in the third quarter. One shutout in there and not getting able to score.
So, shotgun formation, Benedict and Newsom in the backfield, trips to their right. Snap is back, fakes the handoff to Newsom. Looking to throw, has a man downfield, throws into double coverage, and it is tipped. Intended pass to number 8, Gus Petros.
Broken up by the Hornets.
You know, the very interesting thing right there, Mike, was that ball was to Gus on that play. But he was double coverage, and instead of trying to catch it, he just like swatted it away. it wasn't defense that swatted away. It was him just trying to get it out of there and make sure there was no interception.
Yeah, it was a little bit overthrown, I think. So he was trying to make sure that they were not able to pick that one off. So it is 3rd and 8. 8:04 left to go in this ball game. Empty backfield for Benedict. Shotgun formation. Clock is rolling. Ball on the 42-yard line. Newsom in motion. Snap is back. Benedict rolling out to the right, being chased, and he is going to be tossed down. Oh, that should. He is going to be pushed out, and he threw it away right at the sidelines.
Yeah, luckily for him, they blew that whistle to stop the play, or that would have been very bad there for himself.
So Thomas able to get in there and force that sack. So that'll bring up 4th down for St. John's.
That sack will bring up 4th down and forever. And looks like
4th down and 22.
You know, the St. John's offense drives have been turnover on downs, punt, 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 punt. Not much going for them tonight.
So they are set to punt it away for Crawford. Back deep is Thomas and Simmons. They're coming out, punt off the side of his foot. It is going to fall and roll. Simmons slips. Luckily not able to get there.
Very close on touching that, which would have been bad.
You know, Ryan, you said that St. John's struggling on offense. Do they have positive yards?
You know, with the penalties and the unsportsmanlike that they have gotten, they got a couple of unsportsmanlike. And, you know, I think if they do have, if they're in the green on offensive yards, it is going to be under 10 or roughly in the teens. It is not going to be a high scoring yardage stat line for them.
So Connor Stevenson gets a 49-yard touchdown run for Northwest. It is now 15-21. So Malvern flag on the play. Looks like the center false start on the offense. It looked like the center flinched a little bit there, Ryan.
Yeah, it looked like he flinched and put his hand and removed his hand from the ball, which one of the things that sucked the most about being an offensive lineman is once your hand is locked, you are good to go and you cannot move. And you better, once you put your hand down, you better be in a good, comfortable position because it might be a while before you get a play in.
So 1st and 15, Jones and Gore in the backfield. Jones scanning the field. Snap is back. Hand off to Gore. Gore's going to the right-hand side. Has some yards and a few more. Runs over to defender. Dragging another defender. And he keeps going over the 50-yard line for a 1st down.
What a great lead blocker there for Donnell Jones. That play side tackle. Just making a way. Not holding his guy, but making his block and keeping his block all the way downfield, and then end up running into the running back and pushing him about 2 yards more, picking up some more yards there.
So Malvern rolling. We have Thomas in the backfield at running back. Jones, shotgun formation, taking their time. 1st and 10, ball on St. John's 48, hand off to Jones. Jones getting to the outside of the right-hand side, has a little bit of room, and runs the guy over before stepping out of bounds. There is a flag on the play. Petros on the stop. Personal foul against St. John's is going to be the call here. Late hit out of bounds.
You know, Mike, as we talk about late hits, we talk about personal fouls. That's about their 5th personal foul this game. And, you know, it's really killing them because you can't be giving teams like Malvern with great running backs 15 free yards.
So, score update in Jackson. Brunswick 3, Jackson 17. 7 players were just ejected from the game for a fight at midfield.
7 players?
Seven players.
Oh, man.
So Malvern driving, shotgun formation. 3:09 left to go in this ball game. Jones taking his time. No play clocks anywhere to be seen. Hand off to Thomas. Thomas to the right-hand side. Has some room. Tiptoes the sidelines, but steps out of bounds. Just over the 20-yard line.
You know, Luke Thomas is, you know, he's saying it's my time to get a touchdown. Forget Gore. Forget Roy Simmons. It's my time to shine now. Let me get in the end zone as well.
East Canton leads 21-14 at the end of 3. I still can't believe 7 players in the Jackson-Brunswick game are ejected.
You know, the thing that sucks about that is it's going to hurt Jackson next week when they move on to the playoffs. Week 2, because they're going to be without those guys.
Yeah, that's one game. So handoff, Thomas again up the middle, lowers his shoulder, hurdles a guy, keeps his feet moving, and gets wrapped up by number 50, Frank Dubsky.
Dubsky on the stop for the Heralds.
So 1:44 left to go. Another score update. Westerville South 7, Louisville 3 with 7 minutes left to go in that ball game.
Six 3 Westerville.
So Malvern taking their time getting to the line of scrimmage. 1:18 left and ticking. 34-0 lead for Malvern. Jones still in at quarterback. Hand off to number 98.
Nate Azell on the left side.
88, Nate Azell going on to that left side. No gain on the play. Under a minute. Clock is ticking down.
You know, we're going to have the 6
Oh, man. I see the Gatorade moving down the sidelines. Oh, it is not a good night for a Gatorade bath. 32 seconds left. Jones looking at the game clock. Oh, coach is running from the Gatorade jug. Snap is back, hand off to Azell once again. He is met in the backfield and brought down. And that should wind us down here with 14 seconds left to go. Malvern is starting their celebration on the sidelines as they move on to week 2 to play Monroeville. Final score of 34-0 Malvern over St. John's Fighting Herald. We'll be back to wrap this game up after this.
Hey, sports fans, want the latest local sports news, game photos, coach and player interviews, and live play-by-play coverage? Then follow Q92 Sports on social media now. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Like, follow, and subscribe today. Catch the highlights, relive the moments, and stay connected to your hometown teams. Q92 Sports, your home for everything local sports. Real teams, real action, real coverage. Follow Q92 Sports on social media.
You're listening to High School Football presented by Sarshone Auto Group on the Q92 Sports Network.
All right, so we are back at the end of this round 1 game where Malvern beats St. John's 34-0. Beautiful game played by Malvern, running the ball up and down the field was Gore and Simmons, both over 100 yards on the game. Simmons had some receiving yards also and a touchdown. Malvern's defense coming up big, holding St. John's star running back Newsom, who averaged 100 and some yards a game, to just about nothing all game. So we're going to go over some scores here around the area. It is Jackson 17, Brunswick 3. Westerville South 7, Louisville 3. East Canton 21, Libson 14. Salem 21, Northwest 15. There is 11 minutes left in that one. Alliance 12, Geneva 33. That one is just about into the fourth quarter. Hoover still up big, and that game is just about to be over. Hoover 50, Northland 6. Green and Garfield. Green at 14, Garfield at 6. That one is in the late third quarter also. So, once again, big night here for Malvern and their Hornet offense just having their way with St. John's 34-0. What a night for week 1 playoffs. Malvern comes out with a game plan, has it offense and defensively, plays a great game. St. John's comes out, really struggles moving the ball on offense. A lot of penalties really hurt them this evening. So Malvern will move on, go down to Monroeville in week 2. So that'll be a big matchup for them. So once again, final score here, 34-0, Malvern getting the win. I'm Mike Dixon for Ryan Rowland and Q92 Sports here on Q92 Sports Network on YouTube and presented by Sarshone Auto Group. Hope you enjoyed this Week 11 playoff game. Can't wait for round 2. Have a great evening.
It's time for Purple Raider football. Catch every snap, every score, and every big moment all season long on AM 1310 WDPN. This year, it's even easier to follow the 13-time national champion Mount Union Purple Raiders. Listen live on AM 1310, the WDPN Facebook and X pages, and streaming on the Q92 YouTube channel. Sam Berkwin and Ryan Bevere are back in the booth, bringing you all the action. Don't miss a minute of Mount Union football on AM 1310 WDPN.